What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel, back again with yet another little review here for you guys. And of course, you guys are seeing some optics. Now, I know I did a video on optics a couple of weeks ago. I think maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago we did a video on optics, but we're going to do another one, and that is because we have a whole new brand of them right here. Now, I'm not going to say the brand. It's that right there. I'm not going to say it because, well, I mean, use your imagination, and I don't actually know how to pronounce it, and there's a very high possibility I'm going to butcher it, and it's just going to sound terrible, so I'm not even going to attempt it. So, there you go. It's that brand of optic. That there, whatever that is. However it sounds to you guys, it's that. So, first things first, before we get into talking about these optics, just a little disclaimer. I'm fighting off something. I'm not 100% sure if it's a flu or whatever the case may be, but if my voice cuts out randomly or just randomly changes tone, or there's pauses and things I get because my brain is busy slipping into neutral, whatever the case may be, I apologize. I'm going to do my absolute best to cut them out, but chances are there's going to be some moments like that one right there because I can't breathe. But anyway, let's continue. So now, for the longest time talking about optics, obviously optics in the airsoft world are not cross-compatible with the real steel world. Now that's where this brand has changed things up. Now you get two different styles or two different series from this particular brand. You get the Titan series, which is real steel compatible, and of course you can therefore use them on airsoft guns. And then you get the standard series, which is obviously these two right here. Now obviously there are more than just these four, but these are the first four that we brought in. Two types for rifles, and obviously one real steel and one airsoft. Two types for your pistols, generally speaking, even though they are Picatinny mounted, which means you can use them on normal Picatinny. But obviously one real steel compatible and one airsoft compatible only. Of course, you can run these on real steel firearms, which means they are a little bit more expensive than your normal airsoft sights, whereas your standard airsoft sights from the same brand are substantially cheaper than the Titan series. So bear that in mind. Now obviously you guys are going to notice quite a difference between them, obviously. Now you do get, you know, sort of different variants, obviously, but like I said, these are the first four that we brought in, so there's 4 different variants for me to talk about. Now the other thing I want to mention is obviously I'm not going to be turning any of them on as such because we don't have the demo models. We didn't get any demo models from this company, so of course if anything happens to these optics, I'm liable, and I'm not really in the market for a new optic. And knowing my luck, if I try and open one of these battery compartments, I'm probably going to cock something up. So yeah, let's not do that. But nevertheless, an awesome little feature just to mention, just while I'm on the topic of batteries, this particular type of optic right here, oh jeez, like if I could stop destroying the entire camera setup. There we go. I think we're back. There we go. Yeah, we're focused. Okay, now this particular optic right here that you guys are seeing has what's called a shake to wake feature, or motion sensitive in other words. So you don't have to worry about leaving your sight on, and you definitely don't have to worry about leaving it off. So in other words, I know most of us have gotten into a game and that sort of thing, pulled out your weapon and realized, oh damn, my red dot's off, or whatever the case may be. You do not have this problem with this optic right here. So the moment this thing moves, of course the optic turns on, and of course it is an auto off. Now you can adjust your brightness. I'm just going to try and get some light on the situation here with these 2 buttons right there. You can obviously adjust your brightness up or down, but that's pretty much it. The rest of it is all done automatically. So nice little feature, which, you know, is pretty much unheard of as far as airsoft optics go, and of course real steel compatible. So definitely something worth looking at for all you real steel guys out there. Next optic that I'm going to be talking about is this sexy little thing right here. Now this is by far one of the most modernized sights in the airsoft world that I've seen. Now in real steel, I know these things have been around for a while. I know a lot of airsoft guys have been looking for this particular style of optic. I know I was one of them for a while. I wanted one for a pistol. I know it's a bit bulky, but they're just epic, just awesome sights. Like, all jokes aside, they are freaking fantastic. So now this does kind of mimic the T1s, if you guys are familiar with the T1 sort of optic, the one that sits a little bit higher than most on the rail from standard. So of course this gives you a multitude of different advantages over most optics in the sense that it sits higher, so better target acquisition, you don't have to bring your head down, that sort of thing, especially if you're wearing helmets and gear, like sort of that sort of stuff with covered your ears and that sort of thing. You guys see what I mean about my brain not working the way it's meant to. I apologize. But nevertheless, there's many different reasons why T1s are generally the better optic to go for over most. Now this is basically taking that one's place for obvious reasons. It just looks so much better. It's smaller, it's lighter, it looks a whole lot more modern, and of course it's real steel compatible as well. So for all of you real steel guys out there, definitely go ahead and check that thing out. It's flipping awesome. So yeah, so the weird thing is about these sort of optics is it's weird that, you know, the sort of real steel versions like these ones come in cardboard boxes and the Airsoft ones come in plastic boxes. I would have thought it would be the other way around, but okay, whatever. Who knows why people do the things they do. But the next one I'm going to be talking about is this little micro right here. Now this is obviously your pistol red dot style as well as that, but obviously not real steel compatible. So yeah, don't try and use it on your real steel firearm. It's not going to work. So it's not really all that different to most optics that you would see nowadays for pistols or most micro reflexes. However, the difference is this does also have shake to wake function. Awesome little feature to have, because again, you're never going to leave your batteries on, or you're never going to leave your sight on, should I say, not your batteries, and you're never going to leave your sight off, because, well, they just come on magically. It's brilliant. So awesome little optic, better in a lot of senses, just purely in the sense that it's, you know, doesn't have an off switch as such, or an on switch, but same shape as most, just a little bit tougher, so to speak, but still compatible with most screen protectors that you're going to be getting. So not really a whole lot different to what you're going to be seeing. However, if you had to put this next to your standard micro reflex of the same sort of style, you guys will see the difference for yourself. So definitely go ahead and check these ones out over the others while you're at it. But then again, the decision is up to you whether you want to go for the slightly fancier version or the cheaper version. It's entirely up to you. Just obviously bear in mind there are going to be different brands and different qualities and that sort of thing. So keep all of these little factors in mind. Now, saving the best for last, of course, because let's be honest, one of the biggest problems that most airsofters face is cracked lenses. Now, most optics, you do get screen protectors for them. I mean, the EOTechs have their very own sort of specific little polycarbonate screen protectors that go over the front. The T1s, or nowadays the T2s, have built-in lens protectors and that sort of thing, which of course will break if they get shot, but of course they're replaceable. So nice little feature to have, and it obviously keeps the actual lens of the sight pretty much safe and you don't have to worry too much about it, but it is still something that requires work to get it back up and running again, nevertheless, if that makes sense. So obviously if that lens gets shot out, you do need to pull that lens out, put a new one in, and you're pretty much good to go. No issues. Now this one comes out from the factory with your metal mesh on the front end there. Now it doesn't affect your visibility, as I'm sure you guys can see. Hang on, sorry for the movement, but I needed to get the screen back on the camera. So as you guys can see there, you can still see through perfectly fine. Sorry, this is a bit strange, the orientation, but anyway, so you can still see there perfectly fine. Obviously if this optic was on, you would see the dot regardless and you wouldn't have too much of an issue. So nice little feature to have, is you don't have to worry too much about that. And that mesh does not shatter for obvious reasons. I mean, it's metal, so it's not going to go anywhere. And of course it also sits nice and high like a T1, but of course it is a completely different style. Gracious me. Sorry guys, grace is definitely not my strong point today. It's amazing how the human body is affected by so many weird things. Anyway, so of course a completely different style of optic to match pretty much whatever build it is that you guys are going for. And of course it comes out in this beautiful, nice, dark, matte, dark earth sort of color. So definitely something worth looking at. And of course, if you guys hit that little code right there, you're going to get yourself 5% off on any one of these optics. So no matter which optic it is you guys are looking at, definitely go and have a look. And of course, check out this brand. I don't want to make any promises, but hopefully I'll actually be able to get out to a range and actually go and test some of these in real firearms for you guys. But that's still in the pipeline. But anyway, that pretty much brings this video down to a close. So guys, as always, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, keep us going. And of course, comments, likes, criticisms, whatever the case may be, it's always welcome down there in the comments. So definitely jump on in there and check them out. And yeah, as per usual guys, I'm Section. Stay classy, and above all, call those hits, and we'll see you guys in the next video.